That's not good light. All right. Okay. Basically, this is how tonight is going to go. Thank you guys all for coming. Give yourselves a round of applause. Reverse round of applause. Okay. For dramatic effect, I get to turn on smooth. I'm working out the kinks. This is Monday evening storytelling time for adults, and it is where adults a safe place to maybe tell, whatever kind of story, as long as you do not murder us and you know what I mean. Those are the only rules you need to abide by. We're pretty easygoing here. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me look at my notes real quick. Oh, I'm better than this. I should know better. Okay, so basically this is how it's gonna go. So you're gonna get up here. This is the whatever your speaking point, and or right there, or wherever you're at, or down the hall, or in the bathroom, or on the roof, and you'll just introduce yourself and you'll say, "Do you want to be filmed? Yes or no?" And if so, just say your name right now if you don't care. Diane doesn't mind.
I don't remember. Tell me what we're gonna watch
this
it
is what
together.
we're gonna do.
Watch it tonight.
Yeah.
Or, okay.
It's part of the feedback,
Sure.
which is my segue into this. You're gonna take 10 to 15 minutes, really flesh out a story. I encourage the whole 15 minutes. I'll light you at 10 to let you know that you need to start wrapping up your thoughts. But then we'll turn it around to an open table where we focus on you, who would then, if you wanted peer feedback, I like to keep it positive critiques, and not to focus on like the nitpicks of somebody, you know what I mean, and just be really supportive. But I'm not going to demand a supportive environment. It's just the one I grew up in the Chicago scene of storytelling. So, and I was tradition, I always used yellow paper. So, I'm going to start with a little story called The Parable of the Bonner Bubble. And it's, no, I'm not going to start. You are. Tag, you're it. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I just stay here or sit in the chair there?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
Folks, I just want to sit.
I'll sit over here so I'll move someone, proper audience member.
I like documenting history. So let's get your story.
Tell me when to go.
I would tell your story, say your name, and then just, we're all here. We're ready to go, rock and roll.
You ready?
Ready to go. Rolling speed and action.
My name is Bob Schlater. I have been in New Orleans 14 days now. I'm going to tell a story of something that happened to me when my second week here, I guess. So I'm a musician. I've been a musician my whole life and had a really successful career in the San Francisco area, and decided to start over here. And I knew there would be some indignities that go along with that, and I'm perfectly willing to go through those things. Start at the bottom. And one of the ways as a musician, and you know this as a comic, you do open mics, right? You do jam sessions. You show up. The difference for me, maybe, than doing a stand-up is that I don't like to play by myself. I always want to. I'm an accompanist and a sideman. So I was looking for houses with my brother-in-law, and we got talking to this bartender. Her name is Jennifer. And Jennifer's looks pretty stunning. She my reference point is she looks a little like Stormy Daniels, and music came up, and she said, I do open mics all the time. Why don't you come and play with me next week? So, well, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Is, you know, somebody who's got a little foothold here already. I can meet some people and so on. But you know, there was red flags everywhere. I knew this was not going to be a fully professional situation, but I'm game. I'm game for it. So I got myself moved in and kind of situated in a place, and texted her. She'd give me her phone number, and texted her and said, hey, okay, I'm game. I'll be there Thursday night. So I show up Thursday night at this place, and she's not there. There's a couple guys on stage that run it. And it's kind of a cool scene. It's very low key at this point. And these guys are really good. I really am enjoying them. And they keep, because it's open mic, they keep going to me, are you ready? You want to come up? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go by myself. I'm waiting for somebody. So 10 minutes later, this young guy sits next to me. Like, I'm at a table here, and he's right here. And he's real talkative, and he's talking to the band. He's looking around and everything. He's kind of, you know, giving me a little eye contact. And 5 minutes after that, Jennifer walks in. And she is stunning. I mean, she is the curviest thing going, and she's got a dress on that shows every contour. And she walks in, and this guy to my left, his jaw just drops. He is like, he cannot believe what he's seeing. And she looks up back toward the back of the room where we're sitting, and she lights up and waves. And he almost jumps out of his seat because he thinks that she's looking at him. And then she comes to me and gives me a hug, and he looks at me like he wants to kill me. Like, what just happened? What just happened? So Jennifer sits down, and I try to get a straight answer from her, like, what do you want to play? Because it's you know, it's pretty straightforward stuff. You're gonna do a couple songs with somebody. What songs you want to do? I'll follow you. We're all good. So she kept kind of skating around all, you know, those questions, and then like, how soon do you want to play? Well, we're waiting for the rest of the band. Oh, so there's more people. Okay, that's cool. So the guys on stage kept inviting us up, and I kept saying, I'm going to wait for Jennifer and see what this is about. So we're kind of talking over the band and so on, and then the drummer shows up. Lonnie's his name, and Lonnie's, you know, looks like a, you know, like a rock drummer. He just has a vibe about him, and that's exactly what he is. And I'm a pretty flexible musician. I played a lot of rock, but I play more jazz and soul and stuff. And I'm trying to get a feel for Jennifer, what she does, and she's not giving any answers. She's a singer-songwriter. So we're talking with Lonnie and Jennifer, and now we're waiting for somebody else, apparently. And so time goes on, and we try to talk over the band and so on, and we decide, finally she says, let's go outside. So we get a table outside. And I get my guitar out, and I said, well, you know, sing what you want to play. So she said, okay, well, I've got a blues song I wrote that you can follow easy. So I go through it, and it's sort of standard, and then she would throw a couple extra bars in every once in a while. So that's, you know, that's not so hard. So we kind of had it worked out. And I said, well, what else do you want to do? Well, just about that time, this whole busload unloaded of kids from, kids, I say 20-somethings from London. And they were all, you know, all dressed up and you know, really out in the town and just having a good time. They'd clearly been doing some partying already. So they pile into the club, and now the place is full and kind of lit up, and I can see from the inside. And so I'm kind of keeping an eye on them. And the fourth member of the band shows up. His name is Sam. And Sam has definitely got the rock and roll look going on. And he sits down, and so now we're going to plan out the set. And right away, Sam and Jennifer are completely at odds. He looks at me and says, no, don't do what she says. We're going to do a different song. And follow me. And Jennifer's, you know, trying to take some control, and it starts to excel. It starts to get like kind of confrontational, right? So she grabs him and says, come on, talk to me. So they go off, and meanwhile I have this great conversation with this kid from London who's traveling. He's on the first leg of around the world. He's going to Australia, he's going to Asia, he's going to South America, 23 years old, really cool kid. So we talk, and then the two of them come back, and Sam kind of scoots over to me and said, don't pay any attention to her. she doesn't know what she's doing. Just follow me. Just follow me. We're not doing that song. What she said, we're not doing the song. So great. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. So about when I was, this reminded me at the time. This my past experience of a similar situation when I was 20 years old. I was playing bass with two older people. They were probably in their late 40s, I would think, and they were married to other people. He was kind of quiet, a piano player, and she was kind of brassy and loud, and she was a singer. And they would kind of bicker on stage a little bit, but I followed him, and she followed. We all followed the piano pretty much. And one night we were playing at some club, some bar, some cocktail lounge, and he started a song, an intro. And she says, I told you, I don't want to do that song. And she's just kind of hissing it under her breath a little bit. And he keeps going. And she's louder. I'm not doing that song. And this is like when people start to look and listen. And he keeps going. And I don't know, should I start and play or not? What do I do here? So finally, he kept going and she came in and just kind of, just like daggers, looking at him, just daggers. And I kind of playing along. And she got done with the song. She said, this is like completely, she didn't care who hears her at this point. I told you I didn't want to do the fucking song. You're cut off. Whoa. So this is kind of reminding me of the situation I'm in now with Jennifer and Sam. It's like there's like some kind of big old tension. I don't think they're lovers necessarily, but there's an old butting of heads here that I'm in the middle of. So we go in the place, and there's this girl from London now that's doing this karaoke thing. She's brought these tracks with her, and she is killing it. She has the whole place, and some of them she came in with, others are local people and so on. But everybody's come in to check her out. She's really stunningly good, and she does. Well, we came in the second song, and she does one more to huge ovation. And so it's our turn to go to the front of the stage. So we go up, and Jennifer and I think we're doing this blues song that we practiced and kind of had down. And Sam looks at me. And Sam, on the way in, Sam goes, don't follow her. Don't follow me. Just do it quietly. So he starts, and she starts into the song that I practiced with her. But he's not playing it right. He's clearly a blues, and he's like staying on one chord. He's clearly fucking with her. He's just like, and I'm like, so the first time through, I followed him. So I'll say where this goes. Well, I just feel this is wrong. Musically, this is wrong. Okay, so I'm going to follow my own musical instincts. So I play what I think fits. And so now she and I are together, and he stubbornly stays on one note. It's like completely wrong. Fortunately, the drummer is good, and I can just kind of pay attention to him, and we at least got a groove going. So we got done with that song, and the bass player starts into something else right away. And so I follow him as best I can, and she sings it, but it's a completely random song. There's like no musical sense to it, and it's another one of her originals, and it's pretty bad. And she's not a very good singer, and she had told me this beforehand. She said, I've done some studio work, but I'm so shy up there. I'm just doing this to try to get over my shyness. So I feel. I've been a music teacher my whole life. I'm just here at this point. I'm just here to support her. Forget my little debut into the New Orleans scene. I'm just here, just trying to help this young woman. Not that young. This woman, get through her little dream of her own here. Well, so she's starting to really cop an attitude in the middle of the song, and it's clearly that she is like sending some daggers towards Sam. And then we get through that, and it's just getting more painful all the time. And Sam starts another song, and he sings it, and it's like the dumbest song I've ever heard. It's kind of a cool hook. It's something about the Dirty South, but he just sang it over and over and over and over again. And a minute into it, she stormed off stage and grabbed her drink on the front table and stormed out the door. And the song went on for 4 minutes. It just kept going on, and I'm just like, I want to crawl in a hole at this point. And so finally she comes back, and she tries to kind of put on a happy face and sing a little bit as we finish it up, and it's just not happening at all. So we get done mercifully. It's the last chord, and the drummer Lonnie looks up and goes, "Hey, look around." He said, "We cleared the place out." Oh, yes. That's it right there.
Do you want feedback?
Sure.
Whoa, dude. Like, at first I'm like, oh my god, this guy is such a perv and he's coming in to tell a pervy story. Just kidding. Yeah, no, those are harsh yeah, I should not, I'm sorry. But no, and then, like, cause Jennifer, the young girl, right?
Well, she got young.
She's in her 40s.
Yeah,
Cause I was like, picked up on
No, she's at least in her 40s. Yeah, I would say, yeah,
There's-
she's in her 40s.
two people that you were playing with. One was a bassist or a quiet piano player, and one was
That
a
was-
rashy loud singer.
That happened when I was in my 20s.
That's what I was thinking. Was that a time warp?
Yeah, that was-
side story.
That was
of
a side. That was a
time,
side story of
something like
another
that?
time with a couple who butted heads.
Okay,
When I was
okay.
20 years old, and now 40 years
So-
later, I'm trying to negotiate the same.
I want to kudo you, like everybody give 'em snaps for the time warp and introduction of
Was it
two
clear?
more characters, because you had the drummer, you had the fourth member of the band, Sam, you had Jennifer, you had the guys in the 20s from London,
Kids sitting next to you.
the kids sitting next to you. So you, wow, are able to keep track of all these characters and what they're doing. You mentioned something about finding your indignities in New Orleans. First, I'd like you to define indignities for me, and then define how you feel, if that's okay.
Well, this will sound it will sound egotistical. I was at the top of the heap in the Bay Area, and I knew I would have to start at the bottom of the heap here, and just be humble about it, and I'm fine with that. And those kind of indignities, anytime you're up on stage and you know it's dying, you know it is not only dying, it is dead. And in this case, it's not my fault. I did what I could.
What instrument are you playing?
Guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, that was another thing I guess I should have thrown in. That well, Sam is usually the guitar player, but he insisted that I play guitar and he played bass, and that I follow him.
Okay, hold on. Because I'm going to give you these notes.
Mm-hmm.
So repeat that. Sam insisted.
Sam insisted multiple times that I play guitar, and he played bass.
Use that as a little foreshadowing.
What do you mean?
Before you introduce the conflict between Sam and Jennifer, he said something like, "Yeah, so I thought I was gonna play guitar, or he usually plays guitar, but he insisted on playing bass that I followed." I thought that was kind of weird. And then, as the conflict unfolds between the two of them, now you're like, "Oh shit!" Because he wanted to run the show. with
It's
the
easier
bass
to run the
line,
bass on. It's
and
easier to run the show on
then
bass.
now you
Yeah.
have to follow him.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's good.
If we were to give I want everybody to think about this. If we were to give his story a name, a title, what would you title it?
Jennifer.
Starting with you.
Jennifer, it's obvious.
And you?
Walk the room.
Walk through. I'd probably title it like Starting Over, or Back at the Bottom or something.
I would probably title it Another Stormy Daniels Day.
I could get more mileage out of that for sure. Because, probably implied there, and I should probably cop to it more, I might not have done it if she didn't look as fabulous as she did.
Will you have patience for the lovely, I don't know, patience.
Oh, I'm the king of patience. I was a teacher for.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that. Also, before you leave, I'd like to introduce you to a band. Well, they're like a doo-wop group, and they're going to be performing at Peaches on a show I'm producing the 23rd, and we'd like to have live music there. If you have somebody more reliable that you want to play with, or if you can play by
I've got
yourself.
2 duos going that are both fun. One's with a jazz singer and one's with a singer-songwriter who plays guitar too.
Oh, good. So you have stuff going on.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I'm gonna wrap up with this. I think Sam was like a meanie. Sam like he like lit, Jennifer stirred the pot, lit the fire. Sam kind of ignited it with fire fuel. Like, you know what I mean? Hell knows no fury like the woman's scorn.
Do I know? And she was good. It was really unfair to her. I mean,
Well, at the same time, like, have you seen the movie Blow with George Jung? When it's after he gets back from jail and he has a kilo of coke in the back of his trunk. They get pulled over by the cops and she's all coked up, Penelope Cruz, and she's like, "Here's a motherfucking kilo of cocaine in the back of the car." You know what I mean? That Jennifer had a choice. Is she gonna be the woman that, you know what I mean? I don't know. She could have taken one for the team for one night. Or on the other hand, did Sam piss Jennifer off such to the point where, like, all's fair in love and war, and maybe we don't know what we're dealing with in between the relationship with Sam
there
and
could be a
Jennifer.
whole backstory going on.
I think you should develop it in your head.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you. It sounds like you're gonna be fine making your New Orleans debut. What else did I have written down?
I won't count that one.
All right, let's see. He said, stormed off stage. Jennifer stormed to grab her beer and she stormed out the door. And then she came back 10 minutes later. That was funny. I like the way you said, and I loved how you wrapped up your story. You became so eloquent. That's why we need to rewatch it. And that's why I'm glad you said yes to filming it, which I'm not sure if I ever heard your name on video.
Yeah, I said it for.
And then you said the merciful last chord. I also like how you mentioned how you followed your musical instincts when it came to a point with the band, and you connected with the drummer, which I am a huge fan of percussion. I think it very much drives everything, you know what I mean? It'd be like watching a horror movie without the sound.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need the drums, I guess. But I'm gonna sign this and give it to you. Anybody else open forum? Sorry, I talk so much. Okay,
Go ahead, please.
yeah. Do you have any, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
No poking questions at his personal life now? Okay.
I've got a question. Do you have any Tums? I have brutal heartburn. Or like
Let me
anything?
think about
I
that.
have a first aid kit in the
Club-
truck that
club
might,
soda or,
might have something.
Bitters or anything?
There's some teas that are good
I have
for that.
tea.
Like
Let me go look in the
green
truck.
tea or chamomile. It's
Okay.
not quite as fast relief as some
Yeah.
Tums.
Wait, let's give you, what's your name one more time?
Bob.
Bob, a round of applause. Thanks, Bob, for performing.
Let me go grab that thing. It's right-
You'll be
right
back
off.
next.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, take 5.